Brought to you by Montauk Movement Studios. And a different point of view, and may I ask you some questions by the man himself.
Which can be found on lulu.com for young aspiring riders. And brought to you by GFI. Invest your money wisely. And brought to you by Fame or Flame, which will be available on all app stores April 20th, 2025. Enjoy!
If you don't like Kid Cudi, you might be a registered sex offender.
There's no doubt anymore. I'm the Lord Jesus Christ.
So, I've met a lot of people with different priorities. Some were so bad, I wanted to call the authorities. A lot of them seem to be mixing up a need with a want. For example, you might want but don't need a bag of weed. A lot of these mixed up priorities are because they're following a bad paradigm. And I'll give a real life testimony with story time. I was informed that someone's spouse didn't pay one of the most important bills in the house. It is a damn shame, but instead of paying the electric bill, they bought a video game. And from what this person can remember, this was around November or December. So it's cold in the house with a newborn, but baby got bundled up in bed with his mom, and the game went to sleep on the couch in the cold, feeling fucking dumb. But a few things. They clearly have some mental disabilities if they can put the game over the utilities. I don't know why their brain didn't prioritize the bill over the game, but that is insane. Because video games can't even get played if the utility bill doesn't get... That was dumb. You suck. And you're stuck on stupid. Do we remember the rules? Good. Just in case, for all the newcomers, if it's smart, I want you to boo. And if it's stupid, I want you to cheer. All right? Let's play. Ladies, you're first. You should spend the last bit of your money on your hair and nails, even though your child needs food. Then beg people for money, and when no one wants to help, you should get an attitude. Or you can spend that money on your child because that's the most important thing in this world. I should prioritize my friends over my kids and wife. Just drop whatever the fuck I'm doing every time they get hit with strife. Or I could put my family first and let grown-ass adults figure it the fuck out. I should refinance my mortgage to make home repairs. That's smart. But instead, I'll spend the money on random shit so my house keeps falling apart. Or I could make those home improvements because this is where I live. I should bet my entire check on an MMA fight and lose my apartment.
Bullshit.
Then sleep in my car with my knees hitting the glove compartment.
No, they didn't.
Oh, yes, he did.
How did he do that? What the fuck?
Hey, at least I still have my car and a little bit of brain power. So I'll continue to go to work and then the gym so I can shower.
He gotta be mad. No way. How can he do that?
I cannot make this up. I cannot make this up. Or I could save my money and not gamble so foolishly. I should get 3 to 4 months behind on my mortgage, even though the owners aren't issuing an eviction. And instead of playing catch up when I get paid, I'll buy drugs to satisfy my addiction. That's game. Your score. Perfect score. Bad job. Don't keep up the good work. And now, you should stop being stuck on stupid. But, I have a confession. Yeah, I have a confession. I can see into the future. That's right. I have the ability to foresee. I can foresee that certain things will never, ever happen to me. But, I made a list. You get the gist. If your list doesn't look something like this, then it is a complete miss. Fun fact, I made this list with common sense and simplicity. You need a place to live, and you also need electricity. Feel free to compare and contrast, but the top 3 should never ever be last. So gather every penny, nickel and dime. 2 and 3 should be able to get paid at the same time. So sit down, get your priorities straight, and develop a good game plan, because it's important to have good priorities if you're tell me I'm wrong.
The pot inside it. Cha-cha-cha.
And though it might hurt, I'ma tell you the truth. At least most of it. I use my priorities as an excuse. Oh, no. Cause girl, my priorities should have been you. Yeah. I got on, I was on.
There are no bloopers this time. Yeah, I know. But I got something better.
Hey, welcome to Greg and Ted After Talk. We have our second guest. State your name, where you're from.
Yo, it's your boy Sebastian, aka Sebse, aka Sebas, aka whatever the hell you want to call me. What it do?
All right. Round of applause. So, Mr. Sebas, how did you feel about priorities? As I said,
So honestly, I think you made a lot of cool points. I want to just add before I even get into the topic, I found it really cool how you did the whole rhyming thing. It was really nice. It was a very poetic, which is very fitting for you, obviously. In terms of priorities, I mean, it's crazy to see for me how many people have their priorities fucked up completely. Right? That's for me a main thing. I think growing up, you kind of learn at some point to prioritize things, whether it's like your time or your finances. I think those are like two main things that you kind of prioritize relative to other things, right? So I've started to realize, like, you know, you have a limited amount of resources, and it's important that you know how you're going to allocate them, and I think prioritizing in that context is really important.
Yes, I agree. Do you know anyone who has some really bad priorities and you was kind of like, why the hell would you do that?
Yeah. Obviously, keeping everybody nameless and genderless, so, you know. Let's just say there is a friend of mine who prioritizes pleasure over really any other necessities in their life. Like, you have bills to pay, we're all adults, right? So we have bills to pay, whether that's a combination of rent, electricity, water, groceries, you know, all of that stuff. I mean, that person doesn't have children yet, so it's just him and his girl, right? Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't keep it genderless, I guess.
We tried.
But, you know, the household things, right, that you need to obviously prioritize using the money you have for. And many times there's a lot of guilty pleasures. I'm not going to go into details. I think people can understand what I mean by that. Get prioritized over, you know, paying what needs to be paid in order to, you know, get through the month without being, you know, past payments, right? And it's led to multiple times where, you know, he simply like couldn't meet us or go out with us because he just didn't have money anymore, or it got to the point where he had to either ask his parents for help if that was still an option, and if that's not an option, just basically you have to like pay penalties on things that he owes now, which should have just been paid in the first place, right? So yeah, I would say that's a mismanagement of priorities, at least on the financial side.
Yes, and I'm happy you said it perfectly. People are prioritizing pleasure over necessities, and that's the issue. Like, stop prioritizing your pleasure over your necessities. Sometimes you have to eat shit so you can, you know, get through the month. Like, if you gotta pay your rent and eat oodles and noodles or Vienna sausage, no pun intended, then so be it. But you need a roof over your head, and you need electricity. But
Exactly.
Yeah. Any last bits before we sign off?
I mean, I'd just add for anybody who might actually be listening to this and try to take a sort of take away from it. As I said, you have a limited amount of your resources, whether that's the 24 hours you have in a day, or that's the however much you earn and you have money at the end of the month, right? Try to plan out at least a little bit how you want to divide up the assets you have, and prioritize the things that are absolutely needed over the things that you want or bring you pleasure. And whatever is the surplus you have at the end, right? You have extra time, you have extra money, do whatever the fuck you want with it. Ain't nobody judging you, but like, make sure you handle your shit first.
Yes, and disclaimer, this does not apply to drug addicts because their minds do not function like normal people. But yes, if you're a normal person, you should take what he said to heart. and heed his warning. Otherwise, you're going to be the people in my videos. And I got a lot more stories to come, so stand by. But thank you, brother man, for your time. That's all we have now.
Thank you for listening. Thank you for having me.
As always. That concludes our Greg and Ted After Talk, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.